Today we're going to be changing the serpentine belt in a 2016 Nissan Versa. We don't have much room in here. As you can see, it's pretty tight. We're going to show you some tips and tricks on how to get it done. Okay, so these are the tools you're going to need for the job. You're going to need a 13mm socket, a breaker bar, more than likely if that nut's on there pretty tight, a socket wrench. This is a T20 Torx bit or a T20 Torx driver. Some people call them a star bit. T20. You're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. There's a couple of screws underneath the vehicle that you'll need to get those off, and on that tire well or the shroud. A flathead screwdriver will come in really handy getting those plastic pins off, and then this a pair of needle nose pliers or some sort of pliers to help get those off of there as well will be very handy. And of course you're going to need your lug wrench for your vehicle and a jack. Ideally a hydraulic jack would be great, as you could see in the video. Those are the tools you're going to need. If you want to raise the car up on a jack, put it on a jack stand, whatever you want to do in order to be able to take this tire off. With the tire removed, you're going to want to take this plastic shroud off. You want to remove that in order to be able to gain access to where the serpentine belt is in the engine. This is probably the easiest way to go. I'll give you some additional room. You want to take this off by removing these plastic I don't even know what they're called, these plastic pins. You just use a screwdriver, you can get up in there and pop those out. Underneath the car there's a skid plate that needs to be removed as well. So you're going to have to take off that one, this one, that one, and these two here in order to be able to remove this plastic piece that covers, that literally goes, that serpentine belt is right up above this piece here. And that's literally located right in the front, underneath the front bumper. Okay, so there's 14 total plastic snaps, whatever you want to call those, fasteners, and 3 screws, 2 star bit screws and 1 Phillips head. So you've got them here, up here, that run along. You got another here, down here. We also had to take this mud flap off. That was right here. That mud flap is located there. And then there are a few underneath that I showed you earlier. So 14 in total, I believe, and 3 screws. Now we're going to take the shroud off. Alright, with the shroud removed, you can see the serpentine belt area is pretty easy to access, at least the lower portion of it anyway. Definitely gives you a lot more room. Alright, so to remove the belt, there's a tension wheel, or tension pulley, whatever you want to call it. There's a nut right there. It's a 13mm nut. You want to loosen that. We'll go ahead and do that now. Once you get that loosened, you can loosen it up by hand. It gets a little loose there. There's another bolt. I don't know if you can quite see it. Let's see if I can find a way to help you see it here. It is back there. It is also a 13mm bolt. You can turn it by hand, and what that'll do, when you turn that, you'll see the pulley wheel start to move towards the front of the vehicle, releasing tension on the belt. That's the critical piece. Do not remove that wheel. There's no reason to remove that wheel. Once that tension's released, the belt comes free very easily. I want to give you another angle of that bolt that is necessary for the tension, to release the tension. That's the bolt right there. That one there releases the tension, allows that pulley to slide forward towards the front of the car, giving you the room you need in order to remove the belt. So you want to start with this, the larger wheel first. This is the one that's directly connected to the camshaft. And it's easier to start here and then work your way around and up into the engine. So see if I can get a shot from the top. Yeah. Goes over the top of the alternator. Around the pulley that's there, and then the AC unit goes around the AC unit, the compressor, and you should be good to go. So now to put it back, you just want to tighten that bolt again right there, not super tight, just enough to add a little bit of tension to it, and then you're going to go in reverse and use that bolt we showed you here. That one right there. You'll see in a minute that adds the tension to the belt itself. Don't forget, once you tighten the bolt on the side here to get the wheel in place, don't forget to tighten that last bolt, that 13mm nut, right there. If I can get it in focus, right there, to tighten that wheel down, that tension wheel down properly. All right, everything's back in. We've got it replaced. Just turned the car on. There's no squeaking anymore. We're good. So in order to put everything back, this is the tire well, that shroud, just do everything in reverse.